All right, everybody. Rick here on this July 1st. All right, it's official. The year is half over. By the way, it's just me today. I'm going to go over some things I'd be thinking about as we turn the corner into the second half of the year. But if you have any questions, because we only have a few people on today, if you have any questions, all you have to do is hit *6 and you unmute yourself so I can hear you. Okay? So there we go. All right, so today is July 1st, which means, this is the official start of the second half of the year. We're in a short week if you're taking advantage of July 4th. Hopefully you are. Hopefully you have some time off. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are work days, even Friday for some people. But I used to always, when I was in the business, I always took advantage of what I consider to be, like nature has a way of showing you the path of least resistance. I think so does real estate. So, I think that, like a long weekend, like I always took July 4th weekend off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just like Thanksgiving, just like Memorial Day, Labor Day. So you just got to decide which days you're going to work, which days you aren't going to work. And I was talking to a few people this morning on a group call, and, they were asking me, and how do you keep your emotions intact when you're, having ups and downs in the business? To me, action takes advantage or takes care of emotion. If you're in the right actions, then your emotions are always in line. If you have too much time to think, like people say to me, I'm not busy right now. How's that possible? You're a small business owner. You're always busy because you're either on an appointment, negotiating contracts, doing deals, or doing activities to cause you to be in those. So that's why you can pick a start date, you can start time, you can pick an end time during the day. And if you're being busy during them, you're in control. If you're not busy, then you're not in control. Busy meaning one activity after another, after another, after another, until your day is done, right from the beginning. Okay, so let's talk about this. So it's July 1st. You got to be looking at, okay, I had a business plan. I have a business plan, and I had one to start the year. Where am I in reference to that? That's what you got. So you got to sit down, whether it's with me or with your manager or with your, yourself, or it's always better if you work with someone else though. Like sit down with your manager is the easiest way because they're right there in your office. Go over your business plan and say, okay, I'm 40% on track. Okay, I'm 35. Okay, I'm 55. Whatever you are. And then you can make course adjustments. If you're over your goal, I would recommend you adjust your goal up. If you're under your goal, I would recommend that you crank it up so you can still achieve it. Okay, so that's, it's really that simple. What are you doing well? What are you not doing well? Where do you need to turn it up on? So like for instance, I find with most people, it's the activities. It's not the appointments, like a lot of times our quality of appointments or our pre-qualifying although sometimes it is that. It is usually the actions you're taking every day. I just finished 5 days of success series, last week, and we had a pretty good turnout every week. It was at the Southwest office, and people ask, and I can tell the questions. Some of us, I think, are not sold 100% on the activities that we need to take day in and day out in order to achieve our goal. I'm firmly convinced of that. Okay, so you have to be sold on it, folks. I can't tell you. All I know is this: is that years ago I met Wayne Dyer, and he spoke to a mastermind group I was in, and his whole talk was about holding your mind what your goal is, and the universe will conspire to help you. I've always believed that. Right? I didn't really understand that before I met him, but ever since then, in the stuff I've been reading, I understand what he's saying. Your mind needs to be steadfast on what you plan on achieving, meaning that you don't second guess yourself all the time. Although that happens sometimes, right? It happens sometimes where you second guess yourself, but you got to get right back on the track when you do. Everybody has that, but you got to get right back on the track when that happens. Okay, so be steadfast in your thinking. I'm going to achieve this goal. Okay, this is my goal at the end of the year. These are the activities that I need to do in order to achieve your goal. And if you're unsure as to what those are, join my coaching if you're not already in it. All you have to do is email my assistant, Lisa, L-I-S-A-P, Lisa P, at BHHS nv.com. All right. Does somebody have a question? Thought I might have heard somebody unmute themselves. Did somebody have a question? You guys, okay, once again, just me today, so jump in at any time. Hit *6 to unmute yourself, and then do me a favor and just remute your phone after you ask the question, though. All right, anybody? Or am I hearing things? I must be hearing things. Okay, so I'm hearing things. Perfect. All right, so, where are you in reference to your goal? What course adjustments, if any, do you have to make? If you're ahead of your goal, then I wouldn't change my actions. I wouldn't throttle them back. I would increase my goal. If you have a goal at the beginning of the year of X and you are 55, 60% of your goal right now, change your goal by 10%. Don't throttle your actions back so you coast through. I mean, that'd be crazy, right? So, okay, so that's number one. Decide what your course adjustments, if anything, need to be. Like I said before, most of the time it's the actions you're taking to be on appointments and negotiating deals and so forth. So you need to turn it up on that. You just need to. You need to look at, if you're not on an appointment negotiating a deal or doing lead follow-up, okay, then you need to be talking to people, filling a pipeline. We all need to understand that, especially in today's world and, with this changing situation coming, which I don't believe it's that big of a change, but, whoever has the biggest network of people, it's not just the fact that the DOJ is getting involved and we have this, situation, in Missouri, that we have this, judgment, and that's just part of it. There's other things going on too, like telephone prospecting and so forth. Like, don't call the DMC list, obviously. But, as the business starts to change, I firmly believe whoever has the largest network, okay, and I think it's been this way for a while, but whoever has the biggest, meaning that I have a CRM full of people that are my sphere, maybe even a farm full of people that are that I treat like my sphere, okay, and I'm constantly adding to it. And not only am I connected with them in my CRM, being, the VAC and, I'm KV Core, all that stuff, maybe also, okay, I'm connected with them on social media. And if you're not, you should be. So if, some of you are telling me that it has slowed down for you a little bit, well, it can't slow down if you're doing the things we're talking about here. So get caught up on those if you're behind. Everybody in your database that you should be adding every single week people to, you should be they should be getting a drip from you. They should be getting, stuff out of the VAC from you. They should also be connected with you on social media. You should be doing videos. You should be keeping your social media, all that stuff. Okay, because what happens when you do that, everybody in your sphere are connected with you on social media. When they think of real estate, they think of you, and that's what you ultimately want with them. All right? Any questions about that, what I've covered so far, which is check where you are, do a gut check, be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, meaning where are you? Don't beat yourself up. Just be honest with where you are. And then look at why. Like, why am I here? Like, if I'm behind by 10%, 15% of my goal, why? I can tell you 99.9% of the times, it's the actions you've been taking. Okay, and let's say you made a $6 million sale that puts you a little ahead of your goal, but your average sale price is more like $750. Well, are you going to make any more $6 million sales this year? Or are you going to? So just keep in mind that sometimes we have little boosts that happen that keep us on, but can we count on those the rest of the year? So be honest with yourself. Does anybody have any questions about the checking where you are and being honest with yourself process? Any questions about anything we've covered so far? Anything to do with the real estate business? All right, so there we go. So you're going to redo your plan if you need to. You're going to redo your daily schedule and make course changes if necessary. Okay, so then I would say whatever those course changes you're going to make is, you just have to get 100% on purpose about it. Here's what I know. The people that achieve their goals are the people that have a time block schedule, that know what they're going to be doing, and they're really super on purpose about it. If you're not, it's really tough to achieve your goal. Really tough to achieve your goal if you're not 100% But when I say 100%, I mean, if you can be on your schedule 90% of the time, you're a rock star. But you have to have that schedule. Do you have it written out? Are you taking advantage of the Google's calendar? I love the Google Calendar. It works incredibly well. And then go back and check your commitment level. Okay, so what is my commitment level to my job? Am I 100% committed to my success? And if I am, then I'm committed to creating the habits that go along with it. Who's responsible for me? I am. Okay, so I have to be 100% responsible, which means self-coaching, which means self-talk to yourself, because that really increases your commitment level. Commitment is something you either have or you don't. Right? I am committed. Okay, what does that mean? Well, it means I'm going to sell 35 homes this year. Okay, how? By following the schedule. See, you got to reduce it down to what you're doing on a daily basis. Okay? Consistency makes up for most of the shortcomings that you may believe you have. Consistency. Like if I go to the gym every day, does my workout have to be perfect? No. If I'm consistent, and some days I'm 70% workout, some days I'm 100%, some days I'm 110, some days I'm 50, it all comes out in the wash if you're consistent. Consistency will make up for any inadequacies you think you have. 100% of the time. Okay? Also, what is your mindset goal? I know my goal for my mindset is to be super positive. But Rick, I'm a realist. Okay, what does that mean, I'm a realist? Because there's a fine line between realist and pessimist. Because I have a positive mental attitude, does that mean everything I'm thinking is going to happen? No. But, okay, it's better to be a little Pollyanna than a little of too much of a realist, which kind of crosses the line into pessimist. Right? So just keep in mind, it's good to have a good, positive, wonderful mindset. All right? So once again, process schedule is critically important. How about this? Do you understand your customers' and clients' needs? And by the way, folks, customer is coming out of the equation very shortly. Everybody is going to be your client. There are going to be no customers, which I think is great for the business. That means everybody's going to be under contract. Everybody is going to be under contract, which is a great place to be. Are you prepared for that? I know a lot of people are like, I'm not prepared for that. Well, what do you mean you're not? The paperwork's all going to change. Everybody's going to have to change at the same time. I mean, the process of working with a buyer isn't going to change. Maybe the presentation slightly will, but the process will remain the same. And honestly, I think you're going to get a pay raise because you'll be doing less time wasting because you'll be dealing with people who are going to work with you. That simple. Why do I know that? Because they're going to be under contract. And the ones that are going to waste your time won't sign a contract. I don't know why that doesn't excite more of you. I present, I get them to sign a contract, now I have a real buyer. I don't know why that's not exciting. It should be. Well, I'm going to steer people off. Yeah, the people that'll waste your time. Right? Well, why do we want to work with them? It's almost like we enjoy lying to ourselves. Nope, I'm going to lie to myself and I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. Right? I don't understand that. Okay, so now when I say understanding your client's needs, I'm talking about, do you ask enough questions? Are you digging deep? Are you taking great notes with people? The number one way to do a great job with somebody is take their needs 100%. I mean, that's your fiduciary responsibility anyway. And then they tell all their friends, and then doing follow up with them to get referrals is easy when you do a great job. It's really tough when you do a crappy job. All right. Have I worked on my communication skills, which is kind of what we're talking about? Communication skills means, do you ask questions, open-ended questions? Do you repeat, approve, ask the next question? I mean, that's such a great way to work. And honestly, for me, with my ADHD brain, it was the number one way that I forced myself to listen to people. You have to listen to people, folks. You're in the people business. If it wasn't the fact that this was a people business, we wouldn't be here because they could buy houses off the internet. Okay, kind of important. So take advantage of that. And then here's two words I would definitely focus on: persistence and resilience. Now, I've got my plan, I've got my schedule. Now you need to be persistent and resilient. Resilient means in the face of adversity, you keep going. Well, it's really hard to do that. Well, no, did anybody say being a successful real estate agent was going to be easy? If they did, they lied to you. Okay? So this is not an easy business to be successful at. I don't know anybody who told you that. It is, however, simple. There are simple steps, but for some reason it seems like there's only a small group of people that are willing to do that. You know, there used to be something called the Pareto principle, you know, which means that 20% of the agents are doing 80% of the business. It starts back from farming, when they noticed that 20% of the real estate developed 80% of the yield of the crop. And then it just transferred into people. And then they said, wow, look at this. You know, 80% of the production is done by 20% of the work staff. So in real estate, it's actually, I call it the rock star principle, when I believe it's more like, you know, 90, definitely 85, but it's probably like 90%. You know, I look at our company numbers, you know, 90% of most of the production in every office is done by 10% of the agents. I mean, every now and then you see it go to like 15%, but it's pretty much, so that principle has changed a little bit, I think, but it's a good generalization to go by. 20% of the business, 20% of the agents are doing 80% of the business. Are you part of that 20%? I would tell you right now that those people are the ones that have a schedule, have a business plan. They're following it. They ask great questions of their clients. They're very concerned with helping their clients get what they want. That comes across to people. Remember the old saying, some people think it's corny, but it's so true in real estate. They don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. 100% accurate in real estate. It's just so true. So what are you doing to show that every day to your customers and clients? Remember, soon just clients, but you have until August 17th. By the way, when it comes to that, what does that tell you? That means that you should be using a buyer-broker agreement immediately. Get used to using it. It's actually easier, the form, than it will be. And then by August 17th, everybody has to use it anyway. But there'll be holds out. There'll be people that'll be fined for it. Maybe even unlicensed because of it. So you need to decide what's my plan for that. And I would start using one now. I mean, I remember when it came out in the mid-90s, buyer agency. I started using one immediately. It was a great idea. Why wouldn't I? Especially in today's world with the low inventory. I mean, they really have to hire somebody to get a house, especially if they want to get the house they want and they want somebody to spend the time they need to spend. All right, so to recap, you need to look at your business plan, see where you are. You know, let's say you're 40% of your goal. You can make that up. What changes you need to make to get there? 99.9% of the time, it's the actions you're taking on a daily basis that makes the difference. And you need to crank it up on those. So especially, I would say July and August, well, I would say in all markets really, but especially in the desert markets, it's a tremendous time for you to get 100% organized as far as your CRM, what they're getting out of the VAC from you, maybe even KV Core, making sure you're connected on everybody on social media, make sure your prospecting events efforts are what they should be. You have a great time to create the habits you need, because you need great habits to be successful in this business. So where am I? Where am I going? What changes, if any, do I need to make? That's number one. It's July 1st. It's wake up time, folks. This is the time that you make those decisions. Okay, before I move on from there, are there any questions that anybody has relative to that? Don't be shy. All you have to do is hit *6 on your phone, and then I can hear you. *6, not pound, *6. Okay, no questions there. All right, and then when it comes to you, like sharpening your axe, What's my commitment level? Guys, let me help you. Your commitment level needs to be 10. If you want to be a successful real estate agent, your commitment level needs to be 10. And that has nothing to do with your results level. They're different things. Commitment level means I'm committed to following the schedule I need to follow in order to achieve my goal. It also is a high commitment to your clients. I ask great questions. I get them what they need. Now, if you can't get them what they need, then you're brutally honest with them up front. Think doctors and lawyers. They don't promise things they can't do. Matter of fact, it's called malpractice if you do that. Real estate people commit malpractice all the time. That's going to change, I can guarantee you. And there's already been lawsuits about that. Okay, do I understand what my client wants? How are my communication skills? And am I acting with persistence and resilience? You got to be. Persistence in the face of adversity. As a matter of fact, super resilient top people realize that dealing with adversity sharpens your axe. It makes you better. You know, like you can't go to the gym and lift styrofoam weights, right? They got to be weights that weigh something, that create resistance is what makes you who you are. You need to face resistance with energy and enthusiasm, understanding it's not bad. It's part of the process. None of us would be where we are. Look, walking on the planet, you know, there's gravity. That's resistance. Could you imagine if I woke up one day and I go, you know what, today I am not subscribing to gravity. Gravity does not apply to me, and I start floating around. It's never going to happen. Right? It doesn't matter what I think, what I feel. All right, I am subject to 197 pounds of gravity today. That's what I weigh. All right, so boom, I have to put up with that gravity all day, every day. We don't even think about it today because you have no choice. It's the parts where you have a choice that you get in trouble a lot of times because you look at them as choices. If you didn't look at them as choices, if you looked at them as automatics, like I brush my teeth every day, 2 or 3 times a day. Okay, I take a shower or 2 every day. Right? I make 25 contacts a day. Whatever your numbers, if you made those automatic, like taking a shower, brushing your teeth, sleeping, then they would become automatic. You can make every part of your schedule 100% automatic. It's just getting used to it. That's the tough part. And it's not even that tough. What's tougher than, okay, there's only one thing tougher than achieving your goal, not achieving your goal, because then you beat yourself up for it the whole time. That's the toughest part. It's easier to follow a schedule, you know, get up a little earlier, work out, maybe listen to some great books, stay positive, make contacts, talk to people, fill the schedule. That's easier than selling yourself short. It is. One keeps you young and vibrant and enthusiastic. The other one, okay, gets you old and makes you, negative. And as soon as you start saying, why me, you've made a mistake. It doesn't matter. Look, today's Monday. It's July 1st. July 1st, Monday, 2024. Does not care what I think about it. That's the day today. So, you know, look at the truth, look at your environment. Okay, don't overestimate it, don't underestimate it, just accept where you are and decide what you're going to do forward from here. And most of you have a business plan, a daily schedule, and if you're not following it, start doing that. All right, that's what I got today. Any questions for me? Anybody?
No questions, good to go.
Yes, you good to go?
No, I'm just saying, no, good to go, Rick, no questions.
All right, my man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think we need a dad joke.
A what?
A dad joke.
Oh, a dad joke. Oh,
yep.
Okay. All right. I can give you a dad joke. I really appreciate the enthusiasm there. Okay. Why did the banana go to the hospital?
Why?
He was peeling really bad. Thank you.
Nice.
Oh, all right. We got this.
That's right. So I could give you more, but I think you get the point.
Yeah, we get the point.
All right.
See you this week. I'll see you at St. Rose tomorrow.
All right, man. Looking forward to it. All right, buddy. Thanks, everybody.
Great job.
Talk
Bye.
to you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.